Hey folks, so we finally got a response from the head of the Darkpaw Studio about the destruction of the Oakwind economy due to the trade skill depot bug. That's very welcome not to keep throwing the community manager out in front of oncoming traffic. I guess the photo shoot for the next producer's letter was over. You have to prioritize things a bit, right? Anyway, let's have a brief look here. Okay, a few things from this first section. First, I like the phrasing that it's an exploit and not a bug. Like, there's a super sweet grandmother in one of the discords I'm in who complained about this because it was so bloody easy to happen that it was just happening passively all the time to her. If she's an exploiter, then God help the rest of us. Second, we all know the action was not immediate here. It went on for about a week at least, and unlike a lot of other bugs in the past, was pretty widespread in its knowledge. Finally, notice the wording there about item removals at the end. Well, it just says they removed platinum from those accounts. How about the underlying issue, which is the duped items? Platinum is just a placeholder to convert from the items into chronos, geniuses. Okay, next section. Lots of numbers. I'll just come back to this at the end. You can tell the players aren't the audience of this section, though, but rather the board or whoever she's forwarding this along to in her chain of command. Next section. Okay, good info here. If you didn't know this, the way to report bugs, there's a post on their bug forums that you're supposed to report, and then you can enter the info about the bug, how to replicate it, etc. That's a little bit cumbersome for players, but does provide some kind of way to make the devs aware of the bug without broadcasting it to the world. Last section. Our comms will improve is basically what this is saying. Okay, let's see. All right, back to the numbers section. You know how I know the impact was large? When I check the bazaar, chronos are 10 times what the cost was before the bug, even a week after the remedial actions were taken. Chronos are the equivalent of 1 month of game time for those viewing this who might not have played EverQuest recently. Even if you look at barter, there's people buying them around there too. That's not some kind of shock value, that's just the new normal. You know how I also know the impact was large? Well, when I head over to Siren's Grotto, it's a wasteland. That's one of the central hubs where AFK plat farming bots hang out. It usually looks more like this. You know, if they've even put the bots out of business due to inflated platinum, that it wasn't a small event. Okay, so let's take a look at the math section. The thing I want to specifically look into is the claim that before anything was done, the impact was 2.2%. Let's just put aside people handing out chronos and millions of plat in the bazaar like it was candy for a second and dig into the numbers. One account I know got banned with this stack of Velium bars on it. At 262 platinum each, that comes out to 37 billion plat. So let's assume the entire issue was confined to that account, which we know is a wildly conservative assumption. That would put the total Oakwind economy at 37 billion divided by 2.2%, equaling 1.7 trillion plat. Okay, now let's compare that against the SG bot operation to give some idea how long it takes to acquire 1.7 trillion platinum. Here's my assumptions. And again, these are super conservative. I don't think they are this efficient, but let's take a look at what that means anyways. 100 platinum per mob, one mob every 30 seconds, 86,000 seconds per day, 4 groups in each pick doing the same thing, and 10 picks. That come out to about 11.5 million platinum per day. Again, those numbers are high. They probably don't generate half that much, but let's stick to that just as a conservative assumption. So how long would it take that hypothetical Siren's Grotto bot squad to generate 1.7 trillion plat? Yeah, 404 years. Checking my calendar, Velius was released on September 14th. So yeah, 2.5 months is a bit less than 404 years. And again, that's only including that one account. This happened on many, many accounts. It happened passively. People couldn't even do anything to stop it from happening. Except, well, I won't get into exactly what the bug was, but yeah, it's just an absurd assumption at this point. Anyone know someone with a really big stack of plat or items still on an unbanned account? Don't out yourselves, but let's hear some anecdotes in the comments. And good luck out there, everyone. I hear there's some runes to discover.